All right, everybody, welcome back into Cherry Picking. Today's video, best bets for Tuesday. We're getting close to ending some of these series here. I think we might see Carolina end the series against the Islanders in Game 5 as they head back to Carolina. But on a little bit of a heater now with these picks, 6-2-1 last three videos. Most recently on Saturdays, 2-2-1. We had the Devils win in overtime at plus 140, which was really nice. And then Leafs as well also won in overtime. So a little bit of luck there. Didn't unfortunately get the same amount of fortune in that Vegas Jets game for that under. I think there were 9 total goals scored in that game. So super off, been very bad with some of the totals. But we'll be looking at some unders again for this Tuesday slate. I think there's some good spots. But definitely first, if you haven't yet signed up either BetMGM or DraftKings, that's where I'm playing all of these bets and have been playing my hockey bets for the NHL Playoffs. DraftKings, you bet $5, you can get $150 back in bonus bets. That's definitely a low risk welcome offer for any of you guys looking for that. And then there's also a $1,000 first bet offer at BetMGM. Those links will be in the description below to sign up, but let's get into the picks for the video. All right, so the first game we're going to be looking at is the Islanders versus the Hurricanes, Game 5. So like I said, I think the Hurricanes will end it here and close out the series in a 4-1 fashion. I really think this Islanders team and whole season is over. You know, you saw in Game 4, if Sorokin doesn't stop every single puck coming their way, they're not going to win. Like, they just look really bad. They haven't been playing very well. Even their top players as well, they look super frustrated out there. You're seeing their players score when it really doesn't matter, like Bo Horvat did at the end of that last game. But just in case Sorokin does put together a masterclass, I think the under is a little bit safer than the -1.5 for the Hurricanes. Last game on Sunday as well, I just mentioned Horvat scored at the end of the game. I think that game definitely should have gone under. It was just a couple kind of bullshit goals at the end from the Islanders and Carolina within the last 6 minutes. But we've seen that happen a lot in this playoff hockey with just desperation goals or empty net goals. So I think we won't see that as much in this one because I just think Carolina is going to absolutely dominate this game. Islanders power play has been horrendous this season as well, especially in the playoffs. In their 4 tries in the first 2 games, didn't score a single power play goal. And even Game 3 when they won 5-1, still didn't get a power play goal. It was only yesterday they fired off their first one. So their numbers on the road are even worse than at home, especially offensively. One of the bigger concerns for sure for maybe the total or just the Hurricanes going over to UBS Arena was Antti Ranta's numbers on the road. Definitely worse than his home numbers, but other than Game 3, I don't even think he played that badly in Game 3. I just think the Islanders really was the one game they did dominate and play well. They outshot them. Game 4, he played fantastic. I thought he was super solid, and he continues to play really well at home. So the last 3 games have gone over. I think Ranta will play much better at home. I think Carolina doesn't even give the Islanders a really chance to play or compete offensively. And Sorokin will do everything in his power to limit this Carolina team to at least 3 goals. So I think 3-1, maybe 4-1 with an empty net if you want to play close to that 5 total, but under 5.5 is the play in Game 5 for Islanders and Hurricanes. All right, so the next game we're going to be looking at, another total, another under. I know, super boring video today, but Stars Wild under 5.5, -122 is the best price I've found for this game. There just hasn't been a ton of quality offense created in this series, in my opinion. I know you might think it's a little weird for me saying that considering the Stars scored 7 in Game 2 and the Wild scored 5 in Game 3, but Game 2, you had Fleury playing nets for whatever reason. Dean Evison thought that was going to be a good idea. And then Game 3, he just caught Andre on an off night on the road as well. Changed scenery maybe, but I don't think that'll happen here. I think this game will go under. Both of these teams are last in the playoffs amongst all teams looking at scoring chances created. Stars are second last in expected goals for. Wild are 4th last in expected goals for. Ottinger finally held up his end of the bargain kind of in Game 4, you saw, stopping 32 pucks, and now he goes home where he's been even better all season, and even that Game 1 too, one of the bigger reasons why they pulled away. And then Gustafsson has been a part of 2 of the 3 games in this series, 2 of which have gone under as well. I think this final score, I think the Stars will edge them out here at home, win another close one, same thing as that Islanders game. I think we see a 3-1, but I think under 5.5 at -122 is a great price to play with Ottinger and Gustafsson in net. All right, the last game we're going to be looking at is the Oilers and the Kings game, the nightcap of this slate. I think this game's at 10:30 Eastern time, always the later game. And it's actually going to be a player prop, Evander Kane over 3.5 shots on goal, 2.5 too, I like as well. We saw the Oilers kind of hit the panic button after that first period against the Kings. You saw Jack Campbell come in, and then you just saw McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kane ended up playing almost 10 minutes of 5-on-5 hockey together, which was 5 minutes more than any other forward line trio in that game 4. So Kane's ice time has continued to increase, and when something works in the playoffs, especially with a coach like Jay Woodcroft, he's going to stick with it. So I think you'll see this line play again another substantial amount of time in 5-on-5. This line's going to stay together. His ice time from game has just continually to increase as well. His ice time game 1 was 18 minutes, and then now we're looking at game 4. He's up to played almost 25 minutes the other night. So that's obviously a substantial jump. His shots on goal have increased as well. Game 1, he only had 2, and then game 3 had 4, and last game he had 5. So he's now 4th on the team at individual Corsi 4. I mean, he's heavily involved in this offensive game plan right now. I was debating between Hyman and Kane, but Kane's numbers at home this season compared to on the road were much better, even in his small 40 to 45 regular season games. He had almost 30 more shots at home this season compared to on the road, and he's averaging 4 shots on goal at home as well. Whether it's 3.5 or 2.5, I really like Kane in this spot. Him to get a point is also a pretty decent prop if it's still priced the same it was in game 4, but I prefer his shot total, like I mentioned, over 2.5, over 3.5, maybe even a little bit higher. Kane will definitely get his shots on goal in game 5. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you thought of today's picks. Be sure to sign up by either BetMGM or DraftKings if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for NHL's Best Bets.